Well, every second Monday, we take a step into the science lab, and we do it with this gentleman right here from the University of Newcastle, Professor John O'Connor. John, good morning. You've been very, very busy over the last couple of weeks. You're buying houses and moving. We're about to see you on one of those TV programs where you're flipping and moving. Are we there yet?
We'll stick to one house, thanks, Mark.
It's enough, isn't it?
It's enough, yes.
All right, what have we got for us today? We're kind of hovering in the food space a little.
We are. In fact, this is, I mentioned to you before, a new type of semiconductor. There are a lot of work's being done on it. They're called Perovskites, and they've got a lot of advantages over our normal silicon-based solar cells. Really cheap to make, very common materials. They don't have anywhere near the detail that you need to go to make a good silicon solar cell, and their efficiencies are already getting up there to that of silicon, and they reckon they can really push it beyond it. But at present, they don't have the longevity that silicon solar cells have. And there are a couple of problems with them. And one of them was that the way light comes in, it actually separates the charges, separates an electron and the hole, and you need them to go away and basically go to places so they sit like a battery or a capacitor. Now, if instead of going away, they stick around long enough that they can recombine, then what that does is that dumps heat there. That converts to heat. And it means the solar cells are less efficient and they get hot, both of which are bad.
Yeah.
And so one researcher found that the active element in capsicums, capsaicin, actually I discovered last night, it depends on whether you're in the UK or USA how you pronounce that, but let's stick with that pronunciation. That particular component, some bright spark research student, thought, oh, I should try that. It has the right structure that separates these things. And sure enough, it does. It separates the electron and the hole, so they go away and get collected rather than recombining and heating things up.
It's quite interesting, isn't it, that you end up with something that's a food, and then all of a sudden we find that it's not just food for us, but it can be used in these other wild, out there applications. It just takes one person to think that way, doesn't it?
Well, and the same thing happened with caffeine. Another student, I tell you, these students really get the bright ideas. Another student thought, coffee perks me up. They had a problem. They had this problem of these solar cells heating up, and they thought, I need to find a way of stopping that, of making it stable under higher temperatures. And he realised that caffeine is stable up to about 300 degrees C. And he thought, I wonder if that helps to stabilise these perovskite solar cells. And so he tried it, and sure enough it does. So yes, we're getting caffeine in there from the coffee, capsaicin from capsicum. I don't know what else of the smorgasbord of foods we can pump into this solar cell.
Well, we've got a chili battery, we've got the capsicum in there and coffee, so I don't know, we'll just head down to the fresh food part of the supermarket to get our power. It
would be really good once they do get these bugs ironed out of these cells, because, as I said, they are much easier to make and much cheaper. They're and it would actually be another big shift in our collection of solar energy. The same way as the solar paint that Paul Dastor's group here at the university is making, things that no longer require enormous heat. They can be easily recyclable. They're also a development where we're going to see significant changes in the future.
Well, I guess at some point energy creates everything. So I mean, it's sort of stored in there. Why not push it back out?
Exactly, and we as much as we have energy-saving devices, we tend to have more people and more devices.
Sounds interesting. All right, John, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks from the University of Newcastle Sciences. There he is, Professor John O'Connor at 2NURFM 103.7.
2NURFM, a broadcast service of the University of Newcastle.